with government, not only for the release of those still being held captive, being kidnapped, but for safety of all humanitarian workers.
Humanitarian Affairs Minister Dr. Nasira Sani Wazo noted that the occasion of the 2023 World Humanitarian Day holds great significance within the realm of the humanitarian development peace nexus. According to him, this commemoration is a collaborative effort between the national and international humanitarian communities united in celebrating the valiant efforts of aid workers who tirelessly extend their hands to individuals impacted by crisis.
The strategies that we are evolving in resolving those challenges, they are multifaceted, and we have multiple partnerships with various agencies and ministries. And even in the ministry, we have about 8 programs that are channeling support in different ways to communities to alleviate those sufferings. And we are not only doing that now, we have a robust database that enables us to predict patterns that will evolve in the future.
The World Health Organization, WHO, has said 51 new cases of circulating variant polio virus have been detected in Nigeria from January to August 13th this year, with the Northwest Zone accounting for 92% of new cases. Spanning 15 local government areas, 47 of the cases are from states in the Northwest Zone that are facing security challenges, a situation that has now become a major concern for all stakeholders in the healthcare sector. This was disclosed by WHO Country Representative in Nigeria, Dr. Walter Mulumbo, on Thursday during a strategic meeting in Kaduna State organized by the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, NPHCDA, in collaboration with the Sultan Foundation for Traditional Leaders of Inaccessible Communities in the Northwest Zone. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has pledged his administration's unalloyed commitment to leveraging on the domestic utilization, processing, and international export of Nigeria's massive gas resources as a transition fuel to catalyze the fundamental restructuring of the nation's economy for expansive growth during his tenure. In a meeting on Friday in Abuja with the board and management of the Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas Limited at State House, President Tinubu affirmed that all encumbrances to the entrepreneurial progress and development of Nigeria's industrious citizens, as well as any further impediments to business practice in the oil and gas sector specifically, will be swiftly removed to create more opportunities for Nigerian companies and international partners to thrive on the natural and human resources wealth which God had bestowed upon the nation. Chairman, Royal Highness King Edmund Dakuru of Nembe Kingdom told the president that frustrations faced by non-governmental stakeholders in operations were being collectively shared with the government and that the community should play a greater role in ameliorating the situation, noting that issues of trust between investors and host communities must be properly handled with emphasis on end-to-end process inclusivity.
The visit was supposed to be a courtesy call, but you don't come to see Mr. President and not use the opportunity fully to also deal with other issues. And of course, to get the economy moving again is one of the top priorities of the program of this administration. So we, from our own parts, discuss issues that are related to reviving the economy. For us, just 2 words will describe it: security and gas supply. They go together. Handle security, that will unlock more gas to plants. We can produce at a higher capacity and we make more revenue. We pay our taxes, huge amounts of taxes, and dividend declarations. All that will have an upshot if we can tackle those 2 major problems.
Meanwhile, the president has approved the establishment of the Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative. According to a statement by the special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Ajuri Ngalale, The approval is in furtherance of the president's commitment to easing the impact of fuel subsidy removal on Nigerians by reducing energy costs. Speaker, House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas has revealed that sequel to the recent spate of attacks in some parts of the country, the House is taking measures to address insecurity in the country. Special Advisor on Media and Publicity to the Speaker, Mr. Musa Krishi, said this in a statement in Abuja on Saturday. According to him, Abbas gave the assurance during a condolence visit to the Emir of Zazzau, Ambassador Ahmed Mabali. Krishi said the visit was over the incident of the collapse of parts of the Zaria Central Mosque, which killed several people and injured many others during the Asr prayer on August the 11th. Ahead of the off-circle governorship election in Kogi, Bayelsa, and Imo states in November, the governors of the All Progressive Congress, APC, on Thursday met with the national chairman of the party, Abdullahi Ganduje, in Abuja. The governors, under the aegis of the Progressive Governors Forum, PGF, met with the former Kano State governor behind closed doors to discuss the winning strategy of the party ahead of the 3 off-season governorship elections. Ganduje, who recently emerged as chairman of the party following the exit of his predecessor, Abdullahi Adamu, is facing his first litmus test in office. The ruling party is seeking to hold on to Imo State, where the chairman of the PGF, Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State, is facing re-election. Uzodinma emerged as the governor of the Southeast state following a controversial Supreme Court order that sacked Emeka Ihedioha.
You know, Progressive Governors Forum is a family. The family of the largest party in Africa, All Progressive Congress. We had our meetings, part of our consultations, and also used the opportunity to listen to our national chairman, who came to brief us on the activities of the party and the proposed reforms intended to carry out in the party. So it was just a family discussion. Part of our discussion, like I told you, was the briefing from the chairman. And inclusive is also preparation for the upcoming governorship election in 3 states.
The Ebonyi State Governorship Election Tribunal, sitting in Abuja on Friday, reserved judgment on 2 petitions seeking to overturn Governor Francis Nwefuru's victory in the last election in the state. Nwefuru was elected Ebonyi State Governor on the platform of the All Progressive Congress, APC, in March. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, and the All Progressive Grand Alliance, in their separate petitions, urged the tribunal's 3-member panel headed by Lekon Ogunmoye to nullify Nwefuru's victory on account of his non-qualification for the election.
Today, the parties have adopted their final written addresses. And as you can say, the issue of non-qualification of the man returned by INEC is a very key issue. And one thing that is very, very fundamental is that they claimed that the man, Nwefuru, that he resigned from PDP. And they tendered a document which they call the letter of resignation, which was admitted in evidence. But now, you can see, as we demonstrated, that letter of resignation, which was completely an afterthought, was not signed.
It was impossible for him to have been sponsored by the All Progressive Congress without first resigning and vacating his office. If, on the other hand, he is purported to have resigned, then he ought to have vacated his seat. He never did. So for all intents and purposes, he remained a member of the PDP. And to that extent, he could not have been sponsored by the APC.
However, Nwefuru's lawyer, Onyechi Ikpeazu, a senior advocate of Nigeria, prayed the court to dismiss the suits for being unmeritorious. Ikpeazu argued that Mr. Nwifuru, while serving as Speaker of the Ebonyi State House of Assembly, resigned his membership of the PDP and joined the APC before vying for the governorship primary election of the latter.
The APC produced the present governor. He was a member and was sponsored by him. We are saying that it does not lie in their mouth to tell us who is our member. We are the ones that sponsored. They said he was not validly sponsored. The Constitution does not talk about valid sponsorship. And that if he was a speaker and never vacated his position as speaker, he was elected by his colleagues, not elected because he was a PDP member. So that is our simple position. And they said it is, the receipt was forged. Who forged the receipt? They can't tell us that our own membership cards and other things are forged. So that is our simple position.
Speaker, Edo State House of Assembly, Blessing Agbebaku, has dismissed rumors about the planned impeachment of the state deputy governor, Philip Shuaibu. Governor Godwin Obaseki and his deputy are currently at loggerheads over irreconcilable differences. The speaker, who addressed journalists when he led members of the assembly to visit Governor Obaseki at the Government House, Benin, urged the people of the state to disregard the rumors on the purported impeachment plot by 24 lawmakers in the House.
Today, I want to let the Edo people know that there was nothing of such. I am the presiding officer of the House of Assembly. I control the gavel. The gavel is like the AK-47 of the House. There was no time that the governor has called me to inundate me to say there must be an impeachment against the deputy governor. I think that is a rumor from the pit of hell.
Governor Obaseki, on his part, accused the deputy governor of scheming to succeed him as governor in 2024. He, however, said there was no time he instructed the House that there must be an impeachment against the deputy governor.
So much work is being done in Edo, and what the world should be hearing about are the positive things that are going on in the state, not news about people making trouble, crisis in Edo. There's no crisis in government, crisis in House of Assembly. So those who benefit from creating crisis, causing crisis, and reporting crisis should not be given an opportunity here.
The spokesperson for the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, Femi Babafemi, has said the agency intentionally enlisted controversial artist Aziz Fashola, also known as Naira Marley, for its drug abuse advocacy. It will be recalled that criticisms trailed a video of Naira Marley advising youth to stop taking illicit substances. This was particularly so because the singer is known to glorify and encourage drug abuse. The drug agency spokesperson also noted that using Marley as an advocate did not mean that the agency will not arrest him if he was caught with illegal substances. Babafemi added that critics should consider the message and not focus on the messenger. In foreign news, Nigeria's new Prime Minister Ali Mohamed Zein on Friday told the New York Times that the generals who overthrew President Mohamed Bazoum during a July 26 coup will do him no harm. Zein also insisted that the Niger coup leaders had no intention of collaborating with Russia or with the Kremlin-backed mercenaries of the Wagner Group. The New York Times reported that the coup leaders had cut off water and electricity to Bazoum's house, where he has been confined since being ousted, and threatened to kill him if other African countries make good on a proposal to restore him to power through military intervention. In sports, the Nigeria Professional Football League has announced a partnership with La Liga to train Nigerian players. NPFL chairman Benga Elegbeleye stated that the partnership was born out of the need to make the Nigerian league more viable and also reward hard work. The NPFL All-Star squad will travel to Spain for 2 weeks to play friendly games with top La Liga teams. The coach with the highest points will also travel with the team.
We had
at the NPL board, we had an agreement with a La Liga club, one of the clubs in Spain. So I was there and I spoke with them and I discussed with them. They said they will be very ready to host the best of our Premier League players in Spain, and they will give free accommodation. So at least we can be responsible for how they get there. This will help our league, this will help our players, and at the end of the day, we'll be able to have those guys as Team B of the Super Eagles, so that also the Guavon will know that at least there's a back, a certain team that can play Shan, to know that we can have a team from the league that can go and represent us without moving around.
Kosovare Alsani's stunning second-half strike sealed victory for Sweden as they beat Australia to finish third at the Women's World Cup. She rifled in a shot from the edge of the area to add to Fridolina Rolfo's first-half penalty as Sweden won the bronze medal match for the second World Cup in succession. Despite the defeat, this represents co-host Australia's best ever World Cup finish as their efforts in the tournament have captured the hearts of the fans in green and gold, but the Matildas were unable to end on a high. Rolfo's penalty gave Peter Gerhardsen's side the lead after video assistant referee VAR check confirmed that Claire Hunt had clipped Stina Blackstenius in the box after 26 minutes. And on the hour mark, Blackstenius played a superb square ball to Alsani, who stroked in a first-time shot to double their lead. FIFA President Gianni Infantino said Friday that the 2023 Women's World Cup is the best ever and has transformed the face of women's football in general. Infantino added that the tournament's success justified the decision to enlarge the tournament from 24 to 32 teams. He said, quote, FIFA was right. By increasing the number of teams, we had 8 debutants. We had many countries who suddenly realized they had a chance to participate. Now everyone has a chance to shine on the global stage, unquote. Meanwhile, Infantino noted that there is still much to do for women's football, pointing out that many member associations do not have competitive local women's leagues. He said female players cannot all go to play in a few clubs in Europe or the USA, and what is needed in the next 4 years is to create the conditions for them to be able to play at professional level at home. And this is the biggest challenge that has to be taken on board.
Some voices were raised, well, it costs too much, we don't make enough revenues, we'll have to subsidize. And our opinion was, well, if you have to subsidize, we'll subsidize, because we have to do that. But actually this World Cup generated over $570 million in revenues. We didn't lose any money, and we generated the second highest income of any sport besides, of course, the men World Cup at global stage. There are not many competitions, even in men's football, who generate more than $500 million.
And that has been Citizen FM News at 6. I am Bolawala Makinde. Good evening.
Make we join our hearts to build a nation of our dream. Citizen FM.